think if Rapunzel was black, this is how the story would go. The prince would be like, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. And then African Rapunzel would be like, okay. Good luck.
Would you please welcome Anisa Nandaula? I like this. I like this as an idea. Are there any other fairy tales you think could get a similar sort of a treatment?
You know what? I reckon Cinderella could do with a bit of a rewrite.
Oh. Amen.
Yes, because the prince goes around looking for the person that owns the shoe and he touches the feet of every woman in the kingdom for free.
Yeah.
In this economy.
Big time.
You know, like, I reckon Cinderella, if she let the prince touch her feet, she should have made him pay, and then she should have used those funds to buy the kingdom.
Oh, only feet for Cinderella.
Totally.
Yes.
You simply cannot give your feet away for free. That is just
100%.
outrageous. That's a motto I live by.
You feel me, Wally?
Yeah, gotcha.
I like you skipped me. Anyway.
I just wanted to put him into some kind of hole.
I don't know what that could mean.
I'll have you know, Waleed always pays for feet stuff. It's fine. We all know that, OK?
Good Muslim men.
Yeah.
Hey, I've done a bunch of gigs with you. You're killing it at the moment. It's very fascinating. You've got an amazing story. You migrated to Australia when you were younger from Uganda. What were your first thoughts of Australia like, or like school in Australia when you got here?
Oh, so my mum wanted to move me to the most multicultural part of Australia, so I grew up in Rockhampton. Yes, and I thought it was super duper Caucasian. Like, I remember being at a grocery store with my mum. We were lining up, and the lady in front of us, we were telling her there's no black people in Rockhampton. And she's like, that's not true. My son goes to school with a black boy. There he is. And then we looked over, and my brother walked in. That's my impression.
Was there anything else about school? Like, were there your individual peers that would surprise you?
Yeah! Redheads.
Oh.
I didn't know that your people came in that edition.
Yeah, it's a limited edition, but they're there. Yeah.
I didn't know. There was this boy called Stuart. He was the first redhead I met. And I couldn't stop staring at him because in Uganda, redheads get kidnapped by witches and used for spells.
Really?
Is this another high five moment?
Yeah. Go all in.
Yeah, they get kidnapped by witches. And I felt like he kind of looked down on me because I was from Uganda. He was like, you must be so happy that you don't live in Uganda. I was like, you must be so happy you don't live in Uganda.
What sort of spells? What sort of spells? I have a few redheads in my life.
Oh.
Yeah. Are they good luck? Bad luck?
I think they're bad, but you don't need to worry about that. You're in Australia. The sun will handle them.
You have such a massive following on social media. Like 600,000 followers, I think.
Oh, it's not that big, but
we'll just go with that.
Let's go
Is
with
it
that.
nerve-wracking then when you post a joke with an audience that big?
Yeah, it's really scary because you have to deal with all this negative self-talk. Like, before I post a video, I'll be like, you're not funny, you're not good enough. And then you'll post it online and people comment, you're not funny, you're not good enough. And sometimes self-talk is like common sense. So you just have to be brave every single time you post. So it's a test of bravery and it's fun.
Well, I think you're killing it. Like, you're making the right decisions. One thing I only learned this about you today, and I'm fascinated about it. You are, you know, a comedian. You're killing it at the moment, but you used to do slam poetry.
Yes.
How on earth, there couldn't be two things that are more different. How on earth did you go from slam poetry to comedy? I
was so lucky because I was performing poetry at a festival and there was a comedian who saw me and he was like, between your poems, you're really funny. And I was like, a man said I'm funny and now I do this for the rest of my life.
Oh, OK. Because sometimes when I do stand-up comedy and it doesn't go well, people call that poetry. Because
That's really funny.
I can rebrand.
Wrap it up.
That's very good. We don't need to high-five. We can just do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're currently on tour and you, like a lot of comedians, talk about your relationship in your stand-up. Oh. Now, I've always wondered about this. What effect does that have? I mean, it's great for the gags, but what effect does it have on the relationship when you're off stage? Like, does it put a lot of pressure on it? Yeah,
touring when you're in a relationship is really difficult, especially because me and my partner, we're actually expecting to move in with my mom. So, I know, it's really hard. And my mom, staunch Muslim, my boyfriend from the Gold Coast likes to party. And we're moving... I don't know why that's...
Just to phone home.
Just to Shaka.
Yeah, all right, Shaka.
To Shaka. And we were living together, and I left them because I was touring for 2 weeks, and my mom calls me. She's like, this is not working. Me and your boyfriend have decided one of us must go. And we think it should be you. This is what I'm worried about every time I'm away on tour.
No.
I wish I'd come up with the idea of a show called You Can't Say That. That's a fantastic title. What can't we say?
Well,
I can say whatever I like.
I don't know.
Really?
Well, having grown up in Queensland, I feel like people don't commonly discuss race and how it impacts people's lives. It's not dinner table conversation. But in my comedy show, I talk about race, what I've been through living in Rockhampton. So, yeah.
It's right up your alley, Steve.
Yeah, right up my alley.
Steve will be in the front row, for sure.
Well, look, tickets for Anisa's Melbourne and Sydney encore shows. She's sold out. The rest of them are on sale now. All the info is at our website. Would you please thank Anisa Nandaula?